Hello and welcome to Education Corner. I'm your host, Dustin Latimer. We're highlighting local school districts, showing off some of the unique programs, classes, and clubs that makes them, well, them. It's the stories you don't see and the things you may not know unless you're part of it. This week, we're showcasing Thomas Jefferson, home of the Cavaliers.
Thomas Jefferson Independent Day School, or TJ for short, is the region's only non-sectarian independent school where timeless ideas shape extraordinary futures. A pre-K through 12th grade, college preparatory liberal arts education grounded in Western civilization.
We are very mission focused, and our mission is quite clearly about providing the best of what a traditional education has to offer, while also recognizing the way the world is changing today.
Founded in 1993, TJ is guided by a mission and emphasizes character development and citizenship through the school's honor code.
Here, our decision making is us, and we can go ahead and choose what's best for the students. We can adapt, we can evolve very quickly to make sure that our curriculum is relevant and still preparing the students for the challenges they'll face.
I think one of the major advantages that students have when they come to TJ is that this truly is a place where students are given opportunities to be themselves.
Here you don't slip through the cracks. You are our focus, and you're what we're paying attention to. Along with that, you get the exposure and the opportunity to do things that you wouldn't at a larger school necessarily.
With 20 AP class offerings and over 50 clubs, teams, and activities, there's something for everyone, from arts and athletics to STEM programming and hands-on learning. TJ stands accountable for educating students to make the most of their abilities and find joy in learning, while bringing them together with caring teachers who exemplify the advantages of living the examined life.
Our kids are active in a lot of stuff. You know, we'll have, the best kids on the basketball team will also be leads in the play at the same time. So our kids are multi-dimensional human beings. They do a lot of things on a lot of different levels.
We are very academic focused, but we're also athletically focused. We're artistically focused.
Well, academics are the foundation for students at Thomas Jefferson. Building that foundation, though, starts at a young age, and it doesn't always involve books. We've stepped into several classrooms at TJ to see what students are learning and all of the unique ways those lessons are taught.
We try to provide an education where students are eager and excited to learn, and you see that here.
That starts in kindergarten with campfire reading and carries over to lower level grades with students learning how to supply energy to houses or bring history to life.
My name is Mark Pray. I was a writer and the author of 3 famous books.
And in middle school, where students learn how chemical reactions happen.
Tilt and pour, okay?
Then on to high school and a hands-on approach to science.
So I just need to cut down the ribcage like here.
Things can get a little competitive, but in a fun way.
Military control of a territory by a foreign power. Go. Purple.
These are the fundamental classes students take as early as kindergarten from history.
In lower school, a lot of that focus comes from studying, early American history from the time of the, or maybe I should say North American history, because from the time of the explorers, Native Americans, leading up to colonial time, and then the founding of our country and the Revolution.
To science.
So 1st through 5th grade have just like a specials science class, which you don't see at a lot of schools, where they focus on the hands-on, doing really fun experiments, again, asking questions.
Even performing arts.
Because we encourage everybody from every walk of life to try out for theater, we often get students who are not the most coordinated when it comes to choreographed movements, but I think the effort that they put into really shines through.
Administrators say whether the lessons are interactive or through a book, they all have the same goal: to prepare students for life after their days at Thomas Jefferson.
I think that the kids are leaving with a skill set that they don't necessarily get at other schools, and they're prepared for their college science courses.
I think what this school does such a good job of is helping students cast a vision for their future, thinking far ahead to see what kind of goals are possible for them.
While academics may be the foundation for students at Thomas Jefferson, it's not the only thing that these kids are involved in. The sports and extracurricular activities are endless, giving middle school and high school students plenty of options and the things they can do when they're not in class.
So our kids are multi-dimensional human beings. You know, they do a lot of things on a lot of different levels.
Chris Myers is getting ready to begin his 20th year as athletic director at Thomas Jefferson. And during that time, he's seen a lot of changes.
You know, in the time that I've been here, we've added cross country, we've added swimming, you know, so we've literally grown as far as the sports that we offer.
But the one thing that he hasn't seen change is how involved students are in school activities.
You know, the best kids on the basketball team will also be leads in the play at the same time.
Administrators say that's what they want to show students, that they can get involved in anything and everything.
Here, if you want to be part of speech and debate, you get to be part of speech and debate. If you want to play on the soccer team, you get to play on the soccer team. You know, we want you involved and we want you active in those activities.
Students can start participating in extracurriculars as early as 4th grade, with activities like Spelling Bee or Math Champions, and can work their way up to the high school level and join award-winning teams like speech and debate.
We've had 5 kids get into the state tournament, and we've had 3 qualify for nationals this year.
One of those students who qualified for nationals is 11th grader Katrina Pruitt, who says achieving something like this was a big goal.
We've only had one other team in public forum go to nationals, and they were really big role models for us. So for us to go to nationals is a really big deal.
Pruitt says achieving something like nationals just scratches the surface of what she's gotten out of being on a team at Thomas Jefferson. She's also learned some important lessons along the way.
I've learned that I love to speak. Before then, I was really shy about my public speaking. I was afraid that whatever I would say would come out wrong. On the other hand, one thing I learned, particularly in my early years, my freshman year, my sophomore year, is the art of losing.
Administrators say that's what they want, not to see their students lose, but for them to learn those life-changing lessons that they can take with them beyond the halls of Thomas Jefferson.
Good for me as a boys basketball coach, you know, and athletic director, it molds good men, people that are going to be good leaders in the community, people that are going to be good dads, good husbands, and that's really what the main goal is.
One of the most popular programs at Thomas Jefferson is performing arts, giving students the chance to take to the stage or work behind the scenes, bringing performances to life. It's a love of passion students start learning at a young age with the help of teachers who love to see them shine. Family and friends packed the concert hall at Thomas Jefferson Independent Day School to watch the first performance of Moana Jr.
It's about a girl named Moana, and her people are in danger, so she has to go on a journey and just restore the heart of Te Fiti, and yeah, she learns a lot about herself during that too. So
it's the middle school musical that students have been working on for 5 months.
Not only do we rehearse 3 times a week during a class time, but then those main and supporting roles have to come in after school. They probably come in 2 to 3 times a week after school for 30 to 45 minutes.
Molly Williams has been helping musicals come to life for 15 years and says working with 6th, 7th, and 8th graders have been some of her most favorite moments.
This age is really fun because there's a lot of them that get out on the stage and they kind of surprise themselves. They don't realize what they are capable of, and it's really fun to put them in a role, have faith in them, and then watch them grow in confidence in that role.
Students get their first taste in theater through Showtime musicals in the summer, shows geared towards 2nd through 6th grade. That's where Blair Hawker got her start on the stage, and she's been hooked ever since.
my favorite part was probably the friendships that I made. Musical, you get to hang out with a lot of different people that you normally don't.
Middle school theater allows students to take their interest and talents to the next level.
It's allowing these kids at this transition stage to find out if they like being on stage, if they like being on crew, find out that they have some hidden talents that maybe they surprised themselves and didn't realize they had.
Students like Enoch Foston, who's worked behind the scenes in the past, but this year showed off his acting skills for the first time.
It was so fun. I mean, you got to see everybody's talents, you got to see how people sang, and then you just get up there and sing.
But it's not just seeing if theater is right for them. There's other lessons that teachers hope students get from the stage.
I think the biggest thing is we talk a lot about teamwork and working together. We're only as strong as our weakest link. We talk a lot about that. So it doesn't matter what your role is on this stage or in the show, every single person is important to this show, and working together as a team.
A lesson that's already hit home for Enoch Foston.
Just everybody coming together and like working as a team. I mean, like, it was so fun seeing people getting up there and singing and then interacting.
That will do it for this episode of Education Corner. Thank you for joining us on our tour of Thomas Jefferson Independent Day School. Believe it or not, we have only scratched the surface of this school and everything that TJ has to offer. So, for our next episode, we're going back to show some of the accomplishments students achieved this year, including the most recent state champions. Until next time, because education is always right around the corner.